This video app review is brought to you by the iPhoneAppReview.com.
What's up, everybody? This is Luke Patrick with the iPhoneAppReview.com. Today we're slinging out yet another video review, this time taking a look at an application called sMoods, or possibly sMoods, if you wanted to say that instead. Actually, it's kind of the same sound, isn't it? sMoods, sMoods. Either way, that's the application. It's on my springboard, and it is ready to go. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pop this and get straight into it. The application is available for free in the App Store, of course, because it is a social media tool. New social media platform that's being pushed by the developers. So of course it's going to be free. With that in mind, we're going to go ahead and just kind of throw out the fact that sMoods, as I'm going to call it, is a new social networking tool, a new social networking application available for the iPhone. But it's not your typical Facebook or Twitter or even MySpace ripoff. It's actually somewhere kind of between MySpace and Foursquare in terms of what it has to offer. And to be honest, it's an original enough concept that it's actually quite worth looking into. So here's the main interface, and essentially the idea of the application is wrapped around moods. This is not the sort of MySpace thing where you go in and you say, I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling randy, or whatever. I don't know if that was actually an option on MySpace. By the way, it's not that sort of app. Rather, it's a different kind of mood. So for instance, I'm just going to go into mood settings, and then here are the three different categories. You've got general, cuisine, as we'd say in French, or sport moods. I'm going to go ahead and go to general. As you can see, there are quite a lot of different general moods. So for instance, if you want to go to the theater, let's say you're feeling like going to see a movie, you could do that. Just feel like partying, you could say that, having some drinks, going for a walk, go dancing, whatever. Meet for a chat, etc., etc. There are lots of different options that are included here, just sort of general things. Again, these are not like angsty emotions. They're instead things like, I kind of feel like seeing some telly. So let's say that out of all of this, I want to go to the zoo. Actually, let's go pick a different, say, sport. Let's say American football. It's rubbish. Let's go find rugby. There we go. You can set an expiration date for this. So let's say that I will be feeling like playing rugby for a good solid 3 hours. Apply select expiry time to all moods. No, not today. You can do that though. It's very handy if you tend to say the same time limit on this. The next thing you do is you go and you hit assign contact, add the plus sign, go find yourself. If you're doing a review and you don't actually want to share anyone else's information, it's going to say this contact has no mobile number. Of course, the way this application works is that it is going to pull the email and the SMS. So if you don't have either one of those for the contact, it'll tell you. If you don't have one or the other, it will tell you there too. Do I want to add this contact? Yes. So now I am attached to playing rugby. Of course, the intent is to do this with actually one of your proper friends. But again, I don't really want to share anyone else's name or information, so I'm just doing me. So now to select this, you simply go Sport Moods, and there is playing rugby because I've set it up within the settings pane. So simply hit this, I'm in the mood to play rugby, contact, and at this point I can either email my contacts or simply just post it, which is what I'm going to do. The email address, yes, okay. And away it goes. So now I'm listed as being in the mood of wanting to play rugby, which I am constantly in. 3 hours is a lie. And then my friends can actually go in and then check it out. So for instance, they can see I have all of my various categories included here, and I can click this and kind of see what other friends are talking about, what other friends are in the mood for, and then mine is listed for 3 hours. This means that for 3 solid hours I will be listed as being in the mood for rugby. If no one answers, then I won't play rugby. If they do, because they are also in the mood for some rugby, then hey, it's a beautiful world outside. That's pretty much what the application has to offer, and again, it's a unique concept. It's not just a simple Facebook or Foursquare ripoff, which is something that we enjoyed quite a bit. It has still got a lot of room to grow, though. So, for instance, just looking at this design, as you can see, it's full of stock iOS elements. You've got lots of tab navigation, especially here in the settings pane, entirely tab navigation. The icons are kind of amateurish. The reason we say this is because for social networking applications, this is a huge marketing advantage if the application actually has a very smooth, very unique, and very cool interface, a la something like Instagram or Foursquare. So, with all of this in mind, despite the fact that the application is extremely useful and is actually rather fun, and, it's a unique twist from something like Twitter or Facebook, our final wrap-up on it is that it does have a lot of room to grow and it needs to grow. both in terms of design and functionality. We'd like to be able to attach our Facebook accounts to this without having to sign up for a proprietary account. But, all of that being said, room to grow is not a bad thing. And the fact that it's free means that it won't cost you anything to actually play around with. And, in general, we're going to say keep our eyes on sMoods, sMoods, however you want to say it. Keep your eye on it. And we wouldn't be surprised if you see it in the iTunes New and Noteworthy quite soon. So at this point, that's all we have to say about it, except for a final star wrap-up, which means sMoods, sMoods, however you're going to say it, gets a 3.5 out of 5-star rating from us here at the iPhoneAppReview.com. And at this point, that is all we have to say about it. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out, but we will see you guys later. Bye.